Who's ready for an adventure? First fish of the trip. Can't keep it though, unfortunately. Not for a few weeks yet. Well, it's not glorious. I certainly wouldn't normally keep it, but this is a start to breakfast. Hopefully we can get a few more like that. Apparently I didn't get that on camera, but I just caught myself a decent walleye. And that is going to be breakfast, lunch, and dinner for me today. Beauty. Just what I wanted. So I just found this rock here. Someone's clearly had a fire here before. This is just a small island. I came over here to clean the fish I caught this morning. But anyways, I found this rock, and I've never tried flint knapping, but just with some very quick attempts, it seems like this, I don't know whether it's flint or what exactly, but it seems like it might have the potential to make some stone tools with that. Like I could see myself easily making that into a knife or a little bit of a cutting surface. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure, but I'm gonna have to play around with this and see if this has got any potential. Maybe that might be able to add that to the to-do list for these couple months and make some stone tools. So now that I've secured the bulk of my food for the day with that nice walleye, I'm directing my energy to some smaller tasks around camp. So I'm currently in the process of peeling the dandelion roots that I gathered the other day, and I'm going to roast them in the fire, or beside the fire actually. I'm going to do a stone roast. So I've got a relatively flat stone right here. I've got the fire right beside it, giving it a chance to heat up. Once the roots are all peeled, I'll place them on there, build the fire up I don't want to burn them, but I want to have the heat radiating onto them and basically slowly roast them, dry them out, so that they can then be ground up and used for coffee. So I'm working away on these cattail roots, and it's a tough balance trying to get it hot enough to roast them, but not so hot that they burn. As with any time you're cooking with fire, it's tough to get the right balance. So I think these are done now. I'm just going to collect them, put them in this tuna can. Could have waited a little longer, but I'm getting a bit impatient and I want to move on and do something else. Gotta keep to a tight schedule, you know. Mostly I'm starting to get a little bit hungry and I want to clean those fish. Anyways, so I think I've got that all there. So I'm going to take my spoon. Just crush it up. This is not the most efficient way. So I've got an idea in terms of how to finish cooking these dandelion roots. I'm going to make a mini oven just with some coals inside the tuna can, and put a lid on top and just trap the heat inside. Keep the coals themselves away from the dandelion root. I don't want it to burn, I just want it to roast. See, it's too big. See if that works. I've taken it another step further and actually piled coals on top of the lid of my makeshift oven as well to really increase the heat. So I think that should be more effective, but I don't know, we'll see, and hopefully my coffee won't end up tasting like tuna. The dandelion root was not successful. It just caused a bunch of ash that I needed to then sift out of the root pieces. So now what I'm going to try is just putting a few rocks in to give it some space, toss the lid on top, and then put that on top of the coals and leave that there for a while, and hopefully that will act as a bit of an oven. And while I'm doing that, I'm also going to toss my fish on that I caught today. And this is not a method that I've tried before, but yeah, just trying to cook it without pot, pan, tin foil, etc. So I've left the skin on, and I'm just going to let that slowly cook over the coals, and I would think that should work, but I guess we'll find out. Just took the pumpkin seed off the fire, and it is done perfectly. Nice and juicy inside. Just eat the skin and everything. Delicious. So that walleye that I caught this morning is now done cooking. I've already started digging into it, and it's very good. It's a simple method, just eat it like corn on the cob. Delicious. Now you can eat the skin, but it's well, it's tough and it's burnt. So I don't really know that that's necessary. I'm tossing it in Roy's bowl with a little bit of meat, and I'm sure he'll polish that off. You can't eat it though. Anyways, mission accomplished. Very successful. Now we're just waiting on those dandelions. Just took my dandelion coffee off the fire. The last method seemed to work. Using the can as a mini oven on top of the fire. So that's how much I got out of it. That'll be enough for one coffee. So next time I do this, I'm either going to have to find a much more efficient way or else do a whole bunch at once. Mosquitoes are making an afternoon appearance. Are you a good boy, Roy? Roy? Can you speak? Can you speak? Come on, speak. Come on. Come on, speak. That's a no. Bug bites as of day 3. Can't see them all that well. I don't react too much, fortunately. Caught in the act. Then we've got Roy. Poor Roy. They get in his ears. Oh, he thinks it's just playtime right now. Yeah, they get in his ears. They get his groin. It's a hard life for Roy. Not sure whether he's asking for a tummy rub or hiding his face from the black flies and mosquitoes. You'll notice my pants are tucked into my generic wool socks. Not only is this fashionable, but it's also practical in that it minimizes the number of black flies that can get in there. I say minimizes because they always find a way, at least a few of them anyways. Now this is the first time I've ever tried flint knapping. This is my work so far. That would be a small game arrowhead for something like grouse or a rabbit. Now I'm not familiar with the process really, but to my knowledge I know of 2 techniques for reducing the amount of rock, basically shaping it as you need. There's percussion, what's it called? Percussion flaking, I think it is, where you hit the rock with another rock to break pieces off, and then there is pressure. Is it flaking? We're going to go ahead and call it flaking. So pressure flaking, where you press down on it to break small pieces off. So I've got just another little rock here with a bit of a point to it. I've also seen bone or antler used. Probably use a good hardwood as well. Anyways, I'm going to keep working away on this, and hopefully this will eventually become an arrowhead, and after that I'll just have to make myself an arrow. I don't know if this is an established technique, but it's kind of like pressure and a sawing motion. I'm using that to make some notches where I can tie the arrowhead to the shaft of the arrow. So I'm going to go ahead and call that a day. This is my first completed attempt on an arrowhead. I'll take it. Had one broke on me. But anyways, that's that. So I feel like that will probably be good for small game. I also had one flake off. That could just be a little knife. Just put it in your hand, cut with this edge. It's pretty sharp. Put some pressure on there, and I'm sure it would be pretty effective. So yeah, first ever try at flint knapping. So I think it's a good start for day one, and I'll pick that up later on. What a good boy, huh? Yeah, yeah. There's a good boy. Hey, you feeling playful? Come on, let's go. What's up? Hozu? Hozu. Come here. Come here. Come here. That's a good boy. Thank you. So right here, got some cattails, and these are good to eat at this age. You can eat the shoots, just peel the leaves off, and they're, by wild edible standards, pretty good. You can eat them raw. I've heard you can boil them as well. These leaves, I'm going to hang on to these actually. I might use these to try and make something or other. I'm just peeling these away to get to the core here. There we go, nice fresh green. There we go, that is right here. This is good food. Quite good actually. Tastes so much better now that I've been out in the bush for a while. So when I was out on my paddle just now, I collected a dozen or so cattails. These are just starting to come up. They don't have their distinctive brown fluff ball of seeds yet, so they're just green shoots at this point. These are edible raw, so you just need to peel away the leaves, I suppose. Of which they have a number. I'm thinking about making something out of them as well, possibly weaving them together to make a bowl or a basket, something like that that I can use to dry different plants in for tea and whatnot. So this, I've heard it can be boiled, which is good, or you can just eat it raw, and it's pretty good. By bush standards, it's really good. So you just keep eating your way up. Eventually it gets pretty leafy, and at that point then you just break the rest off and put it in the arts and crafts pile. A little too leafy. So today was a good day. Woke up 5:15 or so, just before the sun came up. Went out fishing, caught a decent sized walleye and a sunfish. I also caught a bass, but I had to let that go. They're not in season yet. So I caught my lunch and, well, the protein for the day essentially. Caught that before 6. I discovered there's a small island just to the north of here, northeast, and that's where I went to clean the fish. Obviously you don't want to be cleaning in camp. The smell of blood and guts and fish and whatnot can attract unwanted visitors. So I went over to the island to clean them. Yeah, just went for another paddle, gathered more cattail reeds, scouted out the land to the southwest of here. There is one spot that I was looking at setting up a camp, but after taking another look, I don't think it's a good idea. It's pretty thickly vegetated, which means a lot of insects would be hanging out in there. Also, there's a beaver lodge right around there, and I don't really want to be taking my water from an area where there's a beaver lodge. So I'm going to pass up on that. I'll keep looking on places where I can set up a camp, or I might just stay here for a while until I relocate. I would still like to relocate to a different lake at some point, but this is a good base camp for sure. So I'll set up here and stick around for a little while. So yeah, all in all, it was a good day and beautiful weather once again. So hopefully more of the same to come.